get this meeting to order. This is a regular meeting of the Parking Authority of the City of Elizabeth, New Jersey, listed in the annual notice as defined by Chapter 231 PL 1975, and that copies of the annual notice have been mailed and are delivered to the New York Star Ledger, the Home News Tribune, and posted and filed in the City Clerk's office in compliance with the terms of the Open Public Meeting Law, Chapter 231 PL 1975, on December 13, 2012. Roll call.
Commissioner Stockton?
Present.
Commissioner Odermatt?
Present.
Commissioner Payne?
Present.
Commissioner Burnell Castro?
Present.
Commissioner Salermo?
Present.
Vice Chairman Messina, absent. Chairman Jorge Elias.
Present.
6 present. 4. Okay.
Okay, now I open the public speaking portion of this meeting. Seeing someone sitting there. There's an accountant, right? Seeing no one, the public speaking portion of the meeting is closed. Madam
Okay,
Chair.
I need a motion to approve and/or correct the minutes of the September 11th meeting.
Move it.
Second. So moved by Commissioner Payne, second by Commissioner Burnell.
I'm gonna abstain because I wasn't here.
Okay, let me call the roll. Commissioner Stashi?
Aye.
Commissioner Odermatt?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Burnell Castro?
Aye.
Marco Salermo?
Abstain.
And Chairman Elias.
Aye.
Okay. Financials. Did everybody get a copy? They were on the table.
No, I just.
We're about the same, right?
We also have another section of the meeting, we're going to have our accountant Dave Chiroka. Matter of fact, no reason why we can't have Dave.
Okay.
And Dave, if you haven't met Dave, Dave Chiroka is our accountant.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
I see some new faces.
Oh, yes.
And if there are any questions regarding the financials, Dave would be, I think, probably more than happy to answer any questions you might have. So, Carlos, your question are about the same as we were.
Yeah, it looks like about the same. I don't know, like, I see in the page here, you know, it says that it's minus 58,000, but we're owed 56,000, so it's basically.
Yeah, I mean, we're still sort of in a transitionary period with the new garage and trying to, and we're spending a little more time trying to identify, some of the parking areas that are generating more revenue, some less. Those that are generating less, trying to determine why. I am starting to see an increase in some of the, I guess, the really daily revenues at the new garage. I mean, obviously we have a commitment from the county and the college, but really where the hope is to make significant dollars is over and above that, the downtime, the weekends. And I think, as people become more aware that the garage is there and for them to use, we're starting to see an increase in that, which is a good thing. We're also in the process, I guess Carlos can talk a little bit more detail of putting in, how many more, what was it, 36
30.
parking stations? 30?
30.
And we've started that, correct, I think?
Yes, we're about
So,
12.
We have 4 in, 7 will be on live next week.
and our experience is any of our areas that we've put these stations in, we've seen the revenues increase. Clearly, we hope that continues to be the case. I don't see any reason why it will not. The big issue still is obviously the retail space. I've started the budget. I'll be actually back here on Friday, hopefully completing the budget. John, Carlos, Carla, and I will sit down after I have some preliminary numbers. We will be presenting the budget at next month's meeting. It's the state budget. They don't fund us, but we have to go through the formality of sending it to the state. They have 45 days to review it, send it back, and then we formally adopt it.
That introduction is what we'll be doing next month. That's really for the purpose of getting it down to the state for them to, if they have any questions, they'll let us know. They'll either contact me or Carla directly. Because they don't fund us, again, it's just sort of a formality that we are required to do. So I do an internal budget, which has a little more detail than the state budget, which includes, salaries, folks that are working here, their names, and, we're really, again, when I prepare the budget, I try to do it accurately, obviously. I mean, especially now, because I think it's critically important that we identify where some of the changes in the revenue streams are. So,
I think there's two major considerations just that I'd like to bring to the table, and one of them is, they're both transitions, but I think the disparity in the numbers is based on, one, the transition between my government agencies, which were parking in Lot 6, now transitioning to Lot 1. Some of them were divided, so we have those numbers that are fluctuating, and also the installation of the meter boxes. We're going to see that transition from standard meters to meter boxes, and those numbers changing. So I think the influx in one is going to make up for the decline in the other. But with that all said, we are much less down than we were last month, so that's a good sign, and we're going to, my intentions are to bring that number, make it less, and then start in the positives. Probably start to see in next month we'll be out of in the green. So with that said, I need a motion to accept the financials.
A motion?
Second.
Commissioner Eustache?
Aye.
Commissioner Odermatt?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Bernal Castro?
Aye.
Commissioner Salerno?
Aye.
And Chairman Elias.
Aye.
I just need two more reports. We have here Dave here today to do the go over the audit report with you, which I'm going to distribute in a minute. But Carl just made a pertinent point also. Another transition is that we opened Lot 6 on 24/7 on Sundays now. So we have people that were using Lot 6, a lot of the churches around town and all. Well, now there's more than one church in that specific area, Dickinson, Jefferson, and now Sundays, Lot 6 is now 24/7 as well as Lot 1, so we should be picking that up as well.
Which is lot 1?
Lot 1 is in the garage.
Okay, before we have Dave speak about the audit, I need a motion to approve the replenishment of petty cash in the amount of $66.10.
A motion?
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Salerno, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any negatives? Any questions? And I need a motion to pay the bills.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any negatives? Okay, with that done. We have one resolution tonight, which is the resolution which will go to the state. The audit was prepared by Complete Cleaning. You can be so kind as to pass that down. And we did a copy of the synopsis of audit, which is basically synopsis of this binding book, which kind of gives you the. Can I give you a copy of it?
Yeah, you emailed me.
Oh, okay. Well, I have it in front of me.
Okay.
Which kind of simplifies what's in the budget rather than just, in the audit report. I'm going to read the resolution, and then I'm going to have Dave speak on if there's any questions, and then I'm going to kindly pass around the affidavit for everybody to sign, stating that, the resolution is happening. Okay, so this would be Reso 19-2013. And this is a resolution, whereas NJSA 40A 5A-15 requires the governing body of each local authority to cause an annual audit of its accounts to be made, and whereas the annual audit report for fiscal year ending December 31st, 2012 and 11 has been completed and filed with the State of New Jersey Division of Local Government, Local Finance Board. Whereas NJSA requires the governing body of each authority to, within 45 days of receipt of the annual audit certified by resolution to the local finance board, that each member thereof has personally reviewed the annual audit report, and specifically the sections of the audit report entitled General Comments and Recommendations, and as evidence seen by group affidavit in the form prescribed by the local finance board. And whereas the members of the governing body have received the annual audit and have personally reviewed the annual audit, and have specifically reviewed the sections of the annual audit report entitled General Comments and Recommendations in accordance with NJSA 40A 5A-17. Now therefore be it resolved that the governing body, the Parking Authority of the City of Elizabeth hereby certifies to the local finance board of the State of New Jersey that each governing body member has personally reviewed the annual audit report for the fiscal year ended December 31st, 2012 and 11, and specifically has reviewed the sections of the audit report entitled General Comments and Recommendations, and has evidence seen by group affidavit in the form prescribed by the local finance board. Be it further resolved that the Secretary of Authority is hereby directed to promptly submit to the local finance board for said group affidavit accompanied by a certified true copy of this resolution. It is hereby certified that this is a true copy of the resolution passed at the meeting held on October 9, 2013, which I, as Secretary John Wright, will sign.
Correct.
Okay, so, Dave, if you want, anybody have any questions about this audit, which was prepared? There were no specific negatives.
No, I mean,
Elements.
generally, the first thing I do when I get the audit report is go to the page of, questions, recommendations, findings, if you will.
Which is, it's page 27.
Page 27, right.
In the audit.
There are none. That's always a good sign. It's an unqualified opinion. That's the type of opinion that you want the audit report to reflect. We had some challenges just in terms of the field work from the auditors, because we had a change in personnel when the audit started, and then after they were waiting, for Rich Ebby to come back, and lo and behold, he sent a letter of resignation. So, we had a little bit of simply because some of the office staff and I didn't know where some of the stuff was. We found everything. The auditors were very patient with us. There were no issues. They come in, I prepare the unaudited financial statements. I always refer to myself as the good guy. And they then come in, of course, and I hand them now a big, thick folder of work papers that substantiate all the balances in both our income statement, our balance sheet. And, their job is to look at my numbers and corroborate those, as well as look at compliance issues, testing things like your invoices, revenue streams, your policies, to see if both the staff as well as the board members are being compliant. And there are multiple audit reports within this bound copy, and the opinions were all unqualified, so that's a good thing.
Okay, that's it. Any questions, comments, concerns? Carlos, do you have anything?
No, I have nothing on this.
Okay.
No?
Now I need a motion to adjourn.
Well, we need to vote on the resolution 19.
I'm so sorry. I was more thinking about the signatures. Okay, I need a motion to send this all to Trenton.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, this will be a voice vote. You just take it individually.
Right. Commissioner Eustache?
Aye.
Commissioner Odermatt?
Aye.
Commissioner Payne?
Aye.
Commissioner Benel Castro? Commissioner Salerno?
Aye.
Commissioner C is absent. Commissioner Lees?
Aye.
Very good. And now I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Moved by
Everybody,
Eustache,
just say no.
seconded by- All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, meeting adjourned.
Okay. Before you leave, we need you to sign
Yeah.
the resolution on the audit.